Well, let's bring in Iran Program Research Analyst for the Foundation for Defense of Democracies, Janatan, alongside former U.S. Ambassador to Israel, David Freeman. Gentlemen, thank you both for being here.
Great to be with you.
Janatan, first to you. We're trying to get an assessment. We continue to see attacks, ballistic missiles launched from Iran into Israel and other places. How long can they keep this up?
So the estimates right around the 12-day war was that they had about 2,000 to 3,000 missiles. But the trick really it's about how they can launch them. So it comes down to the launchers. If we were able to take those out, that's something Israel was able to do throughout the 12-day war, which realistically we can do that to a better capacity given that it's a joint effort. That would be able to deter a lot of their capabilities. That's one pillar. Of course, after taking out the silos themselves, the third pillar ends up being taking out the leadership that's actually in charge of this. So we're not only talking about senior figures anymore, comes down to some of these officers. And the numbers that are coming from the region implies that that's where we're headed. So the targeted assassination and elimination of some of these military officials that, of course, some are IRGC and some are regular Iranian army has, again, deterred their ability to a great extent. I think the fears about Iranian ballistic missiles are a major threat, but with effective coordination, we've been able to really measure that threat and really bring it down to what we would have expected normally.
Janatan, from what you've seen in terms of the launches that have come from Iran, and I know, Ambassador, you are just out of a fallout shelter just moments ago to join us here on this program, what Israel is seeing in terms of incoming. Before we get to you, Ambassador, Janatan, tell us, based on your knowledge of the stockpile that Iran has had, what is left? What do we have left to worry about? How many missiles do they have left that they could potentially still launch?
The way to look at it, actually, they've been firing as many as they could. But again, the numbers are not as high as they were originally. So if you look at the 12-day war as a playbook, they first started by launching about 200 a night, and that gradually was really reduced, and towards the end they were launching about maybe 10 or 20 a day. But now we're looking at what's happening. Of course, the numbers are not nearly as high as 200. And another interesting angle is that some of these missiles are not only getting launched towards Israel. Many of them are going to the Persian Gulf regions, Qatar, of course, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Israel, and the U.S. fleet. So the fact that the Islamic Republic has different targets to address also limits their capacity to go after these. But how long they can sustain it, time is really running out for them. I cannot see a scenario where they would still have ballistic missiles, let's say, by another week maximum.
Yeah, and if they expect to get any type of, a serious conversation going with the Trump administration, I think that would be probably the first place.
Yeah. Stop
firing off the ballistic missiles. Ambassador Freeman, as Shannon indicated, you just got out of a bomb shelter, and sadly we know that some Israelis were killed even by being inside a bomb shelter earlier today. This is something that Israel has had to live with for decades. But give us your thoughts now on the Israeli mindset. Now that the Ayatollah is gone, what is the best case scenario for Israel and their relationship with Iran and the Iranian people moving ahead?
Well, I think many Israelis remember the days when Israel had great relations with Iran before the Islamic Revolution in the late 1970s. And the people of Iran, Israel is very familiar with them. Generally, there's Iranians living in Israel. There are Iranian exile groups living in Los Angeles, on Long Island, elsewhere. So, the people of Iran are not strangers to Israel, and they've always been cordial with each other until the Ayatollahs took over. So there is an optimism that as your other guests suggest, that they're going to run out of gas, the radical regime, pretty soon. And there'll be an opening for Iran to return. It's almost 50 years, but to return to the point where the people really, restore their government. These are people who are have a very good opportunity, real opportunity to become allies of the West. I mean, they're not anti-West, they're not anti-Western values. So the opportunity is there, the optimism is there. Of course, it's tempered by the fact that Israel is not hermetically sealed, and every now and then one of these missiles gets through, as one did today, and unfortunately, at least 9 people were killed and many more were wounded in a synagogue in Beit Shemesh. So It's not a perfect scenario, but I would say the overwhelming sentiment that Israel is positive and optimistic, notwithstanding the fact that we're running out of shelters right now.
Yeah, and a reminder, too, what you're going through and everybody else over there is going through, including in some of these other Gulf states. This is a real war playing out before our very eyes right now. Janatan, Ambassador, great to have you both here. Thank you so much.